Hey guys, this is Nidoking bringing you more of Space Quest 1, the Sarian Encounter. Last time we crash-landed on the planet Corona and managed to make our way through an obstacle course to find ourselves in this underground laboratory with this guy. These are some pretty weird people. So they gave us a skimmer so we can make it to Ulence Flats, but first, I want to find out what's on this data cartridge we've been carrying around from the beginning. It's as if a million voices cried out at once and were suddenly silenced. And the score comes randomly in the middle of the cartridge, because now we know the self-destruct code for the star generator. Hope you guys have paper to write that down. It even tells you what a self-destruct is in case you don't know. Now, one of the most important things to do before leaving this area, now that we know what the cartridge contains and why it's so important, is to watch the presentation again. No. This is one of the most annoying parts of the remake, having to click precisely to take the cartridge back. You can go through the entire rest of the game without the cartridge. I'll be showing the alternate ending that results later. But for now, let's go ahead and take this skimmer they've loaned us and go to Ulence Flats. Now, of course, it's not going to be quite that easy. It is the infamous skimmer sequence. Of course, I'm going to play it, and yeah, this part is not fun. But I'm doing a Let's Play of Rayman on the side, so how bad could it possibly be? Now, one thing you need to remember to do, I think, is to lower the speed a little bit. Give yourself a little more reaction time. Hey, check that out. I got to see the Easter egg on only the second try. Alright, so this is a little bit more manageable. Yeah, okay. We'll move closer to the shuttle, and I'll slow the game down now, and then I'll save it so I don't have to worry about having to do that every time. I'll be nothing but serenity. Very calmly take on this arcade sequence. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna get through it. One thing that didn't come into play last time because I died so quickly is the damage meter in the bottom right. That'll tell you how many hits you have before your skimmer is completely destroyed. I think there may be either extra points or some other reward for it if you manage to get all the way through without taking any damage, but like that's gonna happen. I think you can... Oh, there we go. Got hit once. It's manageable. I believe you can save the game in the middle of this sequence, but then you gotta move your mouse cursor off the screen and go up to the save bar. You're probably gonna take some damage, or just plain die if you do that. And now I'm kinda frantically bouncing up and down, barely dodging the big rocks, and of course, you've seen what happens if you don't manage to dodge the big rocks. You can see Ulence Flats in the distance getting bigger and bigger. Alright, I'm hearing the "you're on your last hit now" beep. Why did I do that? And I don't get this message. I haven't eaten any donuts. Have you guys even seen a single donut in this game? Alright, approaching enough deaths that this is going to be some kind of failure reel or something, but as long as I can keep dodging all the big rocks, I should be fine. Almost. I feel like this scene is kind of a metaphor for the entire process at this point. Alright, I'm gonna do it this time. Right. I haven't even taken any damage. This might actually be my victory reel, who knows? Yeah. So I decided to crank the speed down even more. This, finally, may be what it takes. So I decided to show the entire run where I finally made it to Ulence Flats. That wasn't it. So maybe I thought cranking down the speed is kind of like trying to run away from the Sarians at low speed. You actually have to make your movement speed higher so that your reactions will actually have some effect on what the game is doing. Didn't quite work that way. Now that's just unfair. Alright, no way to avoid that, but 2 hits left. Gotta start watching for those little rocks. So I believe this is the run where I finally make it the whole way. And yes, I'm leaving the whole thing in just so you can see how absurdly long this takes. Oh, well, maybe not. I just took 2 hits right off the bat. And Wilco's coming into the home stretch. He dodges another couple of... Whoa! Very, very classy move there. Coming really close to death a couple of times, but we're gonna see this through together. Coming around the turn now. More rocks. Lots of big rocks way off to the sides where they're not going to do anything. Lots of little rocks in the middle where they're just waiting to make you dodge into a big rock. I'm beginning to feel like I probably should have watched some racing programs at some point in my life just so that I would know what the commentary usually sounds like, so I would know how to imitate it properly when doing a Let's Play video of the Sand Skimmer series in Space Quest. Then again, that would mean having to watch some racing at some point in my life, and my time is worth a lot more than that. I think the real secret here is just to keep moving side to side pretty much all the time. Whether you're actually getting out of the way of rocks or getting into the way of rocks, just keep moving sideways. Gotta be almost there. I mean, I can almost make out the actual buildings of Ulence Flats in the background there. Excellent! That was indeed intense. And first opportunity to save, I'm gonna take it. Oh yes, truly stone crushing. I'm not sure whether that means I was expecting more or less bleakness. I'm pretty sure this guy is supposed to be an impression of someone, but I don't know who. Looks kind of mafia-esque, I guess. He's got that Marlon Brando mustache. Alright, he's offering me 25 buckazoids for the skimmer. If you take this deal, you cannot complete the game. And you won't find that out for quite a while, if you ever realize that that's what you did wrong. Instead, we're going to go off and tour Ulence Flats a bit while we wait for this guy to come up with a better offer. And here's a familiar looking robot, and I can't even look at this Droids Be Us building. See if you can guess who this robot is patterned on. Yeah, nothing much to do with him. So let's move on for now. Interesting factoid though, Droids Be Us was originally going to be called Droids Are Us. My understanding is that Toys R Us actually sued for trademark infringement and they had to change it. There are a couple of ships just sitting in the middle of the desert over here. And I believe someone might have mentioned earlier in the game this protective barrier. Land-based things, such as the grill, can't get into Ulence Flats. I think the used spaceship salesman is insulting me, but I can't tell. And again, I suppose it's fair to say that anytime anybody in any game talks to Roger Wilco, they are implicitly insulting him. So he wants me to talk to him. I guess I can do that. Something I didn't actually try. I guess you might be able to bargain him down, but I think I'm a little short of 99 buckazoids here. Yeah, I've got about 3% of what I'm actually going to need, so... Sorry, pal, I'm going to have to move on. Let's get back to the skimmer and find out if that guy has come up with any better offer than 25 buckazoids. And still barely pay for a quarter on one of these ships. I suppose that would be the danger of leaving the skimmer unattended with a key in the ignition. But oh well. It's not like we need the money anyway. Let's go get drunk. This looks like a pretty hoppin' place. They even got live music. I believe that this band is supposed to be a knockoff on ZZ Top, but I don't know how you're supposed to figure that out. The Slotso Death Machine is my objective here, but I can't get past that blue dude, so I'm gonna have to wait for him to give up. See who else is in the bar meanwhile. I get it, it's that chick from Total Recall. I probably need to spend more time in California, because I don't get that one. Come on, move, buddy. Alright, my turn on the slots. Although, I want to find out what some of these people smell like. I wonder where that smell comes from. Well, should be pretty obvious what we need to do. We can't sell stuff to make money, we'll just make it the old-fashioned way. Although 3 skulls equals death sounds unpleasant. Yep, it goes out of its way to make a special event. If you bet your last buckazoid at any time, you always get the same result. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, and all that. So this time, let's not let somebody walk off with my skimmer. I'm going to go ahead and, once I actually have interactivity and not just something that looks like a cursor, take the key out of the skimmer. You don't get any points because that's a completely optional thing. If you just stand here and wait, the guy will come back and you never have to worry about anyone stealing it. And of course, if we try to walk through the protective barrier too many times, this happens. They're so graphically descriptive. We'll just hang out a bit, wait for that guy to come back. As you can probably tell, the really important part of this offer is the jetpack. That's what we need. Refuse that deal, and again, you can't complete the game, but at least you know why. It's kind of like a spider bot. I really don't understand this guy. I don't know whether any of the stuff that he's saying there is true or not, but he does give us the coupons, and they're handy. So let's see what we got here. And we got coupon for 5 Buckhack-Zoids and a free Coronian ale at the bar, and a 20% discount at Droids Be Us. Those coupons were in the original game as well, but you had to know that they were there. The game doesn't tell you you have them. They don't show up in your inventory. I believe they were packed in the box, and they didn't come with the Space Quest collection. So if you got that, the only way you know the coupons exist is to play this version. Oh, check it out. It's the Blue Blues Brothers. We got some cool tunes to listen to. Let's go out on that joke. At least now I've got something to do while I'm waiting for that blue guy to get zapped. Let's go ahead and get our free drink. More like, where's the beef? Ha 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 ha. Sorry. Alright, so the key is we need to keep buying drinks. And that's the wrong coupon. He's got a good arm. Shut up and die quietly. I'm drinking beer over here. I don't believe we've ever been told in the game, but the Del Tor is the Sarian battleship. So, now we know where it is, Sector FF, and that's why we need to buy all those drinks. And from what I'm hearing here, they're already using the star generator. Well, no sense getting tangled up in all that, right? Let's have a few more drinks. I'm not getting hammered. Just nicely drunk. Well, that's not sounding very good. Let's see if we can drink that one off. Shut up and give me another drink. Uh-oh, that guy's gonna claw me apart. Oh, I got past him okay. I think I'm safe. Oh, they're making it sound like I'm dead. Okay, I'm dead. Well, obviously getting drunk wasn't the right thing to do. So let's see what all that looks like in AGI. Even though this game told us a lot more about the star generator in the first place, I think the cartridge has exactly the same message. And the code in this version is always 6858. I believe it can vary in the remake. And again, we gotta remember to take the cartridge with us, or we get to the end of the game and don't have it. And the skimmer part. Hello? Ah, you have to turn the key. I guess this was their way of reminding you that there is a key, so that when you get to Ulence Flats, you'll know you need to take it. And this game doesn't even give you the option to skip the action scene. Oh, and it runs really fast, so you gotta slow it down quite a bit. Now it's actually almost possible to react to what's going on. And all you gotta do is keep dodging the rocks until those couple of white pixels in the background become the entirety of Ulence Flats. And I think most of this is just really unfair. So I'm going to speed through it a little bit so you guys don't have to see how long it actually goes on for. The good news is you can save at any time during this sequence, so you don't have to replay the whole thing from the start every time. Of course, I really like that skip option in the remake, because then you just go straight up the center and all the rocks miss you completely. Unlike this. At least this version of the game doesn't have the big rocks that were instant death in the remake. So I'm not going to make you sit through the whole thing, let's just skip right to the end. And yes, I did manage to do this on my second try. I saved a couple times, but never had to restore. And that goes really slow, so you gotta speed it up again once you get there. And of course, always take the key before you get out of the skimmer. If you can figure out how to get out of the skimmer. There we go. You gotta type skimmer. And in this version, it's just a Fulton sand skimmer. He's offering 30 buckazoids, but again, you can't take it. And let's skip the bar. Let's just walk around Ulence Flats for a bit, see what the place looks like in EGA. An old 16 color graphics. Here's that nice looking ship that is probably the one we're going to want. And Tiny, the most annoying guy in the universe. And I still can't afford any of the stuff he's peddling, so let's get the heck out of here. Meet up with that guy who's going to buy my skimmer. And again, his second offer is the jetpack. And he doesn't tell me he gave me any coupons. Again, I gotta look in the game box and just know that I have those coupons in the game. Not that they're essential by any means, especially in this version. And the barrier surrounding Ulence Flats is not electric in this version and won't kill me. Which is kind of weird, but whatever. The bar is a lot simpler in this version, but at least it does have music. And you gotta wait for the bartender to come over every time you want to do anything with him. And this game is not nearly as blatant about the fact that you need to buy more beers. In fact, the first time I beat this game, I didn't even realize that if you ordered 3 beers, they would tell you what sector the Sarian ship was in. I just went down the copy protection list from the remake and typed in the number of every sector until it recognized one. In this version, it's always sector HH. So, you know, just went down the list. AA, BB, CC, and HH worked. I guess it's kind of sad, but oh well. So here's a slot machine in this version. Considerably simpler. Gives you a different message every time you don't get a win. And takes pretty much forever. So I decided to jump back a little bit and see what would have happened if I had drunk more beer. See if maybe I can drink enough to kill myself like in the remake. Wait, something isn't right here. Hey! I'm not even pressing any directional buttons. Just dancing around by himself. Oh. He's drunk and stumbling around, and I can't wrestle this guy under control. It's like he's got a mind of his own or something. I can't even get him to sit until he's over it. He's just gonna keep wandering around without her. Oh, the barman! Please, save me! No, don't walk away! Just sell me another beer! Let me drink myself to death! Please! Yes, yes. No! I still can't control what I'm doing. I'm lost and wandering helplessly. Can I at least use the slot machine? No. Maybe if I just keep frantically mashing left, I can make it to the stairs and get out of here. Collapse onto the desert sand and be mugged and die. Actually, this looks like it's working. Alright, there we go. There's the stair right there. No, go up, that way. Yes, no, just. Oh. only thing that happens once you get out of the bar is your controls go back to normal, and it's like none of that ever happened. Yeah, never get drunk in this version of the game. It's not fun. So of course I had to go back to the remake and see what would happen if I try to walk around at that same time after I drink myself into instability. As far as I can tell, nothing. I guess they just couldn't do that stumbling around drunk thing with a point-and-click interface. So let's see how I'm doing with that slot machine. Yeah, not too well. I've lost a little bit, but... up. Hey, it's ZZ Top. So I guess this is a good point to leave it. Tune in next time for the rest of Ulence Flats. See you guys then.